morning or afternoon, my loves, wherever you're at. RiverRatHeather here. I'm kind of forcing myself to go on or come on because I'm really not in, I've not been in the most sociable mood, you guys. But I was watching a video from his channel. It's called Blessed Hope Forever. And I think I've been following him since before he was on Facebook. He also has, YouTube. He also has a website. And I think I used to go there like years ago, even before YouTube. So I love this guy, and you need to check out. Good morning, Betty Jo. Good to see you, sister. I think you'll be encouraged. Again, the channel is Blessed Hope Forever. He just came out with a video today. He's talking about the Titan and the Titanic, and he has some very interesting connections, and I know you guys will be encouraged. He pretty much thinks, or I should say speculates, because I don't believe he sets a date. Maybe he does. I don't know. That it's in June, like the longest day of the year for the sun. So is it the solstice? I don't know, you guys. But, I'm looking at Pentecost as my Karen in the house. I just came on, hon. I'm so glad you made it. So I'm going to repeat myself again. His channel's called Blessed Hope Forever. Watch the latest one. I'm only halfway through, but I've been following this guy since before YouTube, when he just had a website. He's incredible. And I know you guys will be encouraged. And Karen, I know you need encouragement. I know how tired you are of this world, and so am I, you guys. But I don't have a lot of battery, but a couple quick updates. I am going to be... Hi, Shirley. It took me a minute to read your name because I don't have my bifocals on. Couple updates. My grandkids are here till Saturday, and I'm thinking maybe Saturday night or Sunday night. Probably Sunday night. I'll do a live hangout because most people already have plans on Saturday. And my last Saturday I didn't have a lot of people. So we're going to try Sunday. I know I've done well on Sundays before with like everyone in the house. So yeah, I want to talk about, I know I talk about this a lot. I've talked about it over the years. I want to repeat my Leonardo DiCaprio dream. And I want to tell you guys, I'm at the point where I cannot watch the, I do catch up through like thumbnails and stuff, and maybe a couple times a week, but I'm at the point I cannot follow what's going on in the world anymore. We're being gaslit so bad. It just infuriates me, and it raises my blood pressure. And I typically run low, you guys, but I'm really trying to protect my mental and spiritual health right now, because it really is infuriating. When you have eyes to see and God gives you discernment, and you see the gaslighting and the lies and the wickedness that's taking place, like, it takes a toll on you. And I just realized that, as some of you guys know, hang on, let me check comments here. I say word like your New York friend. That's funny. I have a New York friend too. I make fun of him. Coffee. LaGuardia. Okay, Heather, my songwriting buddy, A Storm's A-Comin', posted a new song last night. Watch it for encouragement. It's the song We Made It. Well, if you want, hon, you can post a link in the comment section so we can all watch it. Beyond the Horizon. Oh, I'm so glad I got a few people in the house today. I miss you guys. That's one thing, I miss you guys so much, like when I don't come on. But like I said lately, I'm just trying to protect my mental health because it's infuriating. But then we have to remind ourselves, right, that what's happening is going to happen, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's already in scripture. And we really do need to protect ourselves right now, because I can vouch, and so many others know that Satan is coming at them and his minions full force. So I want to say, oh, you're a new channel. Well, welcome to YouTube, hon, if it's your first channel. Beyond the Horizon. I'll have to check it out. So, as some of you know, I was having some health problems. And I don't know, because I don't go to the doctors. I don't have health insurance. Like, if I get in a car accident, I'll go. If I get pneumonia and I want antibiotics, I'll go. But other than that, no, I don't go looking for trouble. Well, so akin to, okay, what I've been going through is akin to, I've narrowed it down to like 4 different things, like Crohn's disease, irritable bowel, ulcerative colitis, and of course my sciatica. We know what that is, and inflammation. So thanks. Karen put the link to her friend's new song in the chat. So copy and save it, or click on it after. But I don't think my chats are saved. I don't think they're saved after the video. So go to the doctor. So anyhow, I've changed my diet somewhat, and I've been taking measures to stop inflammation, because that was a big part of it. And the point I'm getting at is I'm doing a lot better, you guys. But part of it I just realized yesterday was, how do I put this? Part of it, somebody was stressing me out so bad that it was, the stress was manifesting in me. And I'm not one to blame other people for my problems. Don't get me wrong, you guys. But if you're under a state of stress because of somebody else's behavior, improper behavior, it will affect your health. And I just realized that. And let me tell you guys, when I realized that, and there was something else, it wasn't about somebody else, it was about me. And I think God was letting me know, you shouldn't be thinking like this, Heather. Okay, let me just say, Satan will always bring you down to a lower place, right? He's not going to raise you up. So if you're hanging around with like low vibrational people, and I'm not saying like people who aren't saved, but even saved people who are low vibrational, they can drag you down, and you can start becoming like them, because they will not become more like you. You'll become more like them, unless you guard yourself. So let me read this. Everyone is an unqualified nutritionist, physicians, but no one wants advice from people. From people that get pails for it. I don't know. I am not understanding that. I hope you. Oh, thank you, honey. Yeah, I hope I feel better too. Well, I am. Anyhow, that's what I'm getting to. You know what? I'm telling you guys, the moment I realized that what was causing me, there were 2 things. Again, something that somebody else was subjecting me to, and then something that God was trying to tell me, like, don't start thinking like this, Heather. Don't start thinking like this. And I was starting to think like that. And once I realized what was going on, and I even told the other person, basically, like, I think this issue is because of the stress you're putting me under. And immediately I started feeling better. I mean, not 100%, but because I refuse to hold that stress in. Like I said, right now we need to protect our mental health, our physical health, because it's all connected. and make it to the finish line, right? Because Satan wants to take us out. And that's why I'm stubborn and I keep coming on here, because I know Satan doesn't want me to, and I'll do anything against what he wants. You know what I mean? And I feel like God pushes me too, but I think the thing that really gets me on is like Satan don't want me to go on, so I come on and try to give you guys encouragement. So like I said, I'm going to try to do a live hangout Sunday. And this is my little studio when we do our live hangout, usually. And Satan will be paying. Oh, amen, Karen. Oh, I'm living for that day, I'm telling you. All the pain and suffering he's caused in my loved one's life and my life, like in everyone's life. Yeah, his day's coming. But like I said, I'm not keeping up too much because it's a horse and pony show, the whole world situation. I did see a thumbnail this morning that Iran held up their part of the deal opening the strait, but Israel is still firing. So I don't know how true that is. I usually catch up on things like Unredacted every couple days, and there's another guy's channel who's super good. But again, I came on here because I wanted to talk about my Leonardo DiCaprio dream, and it really made me think. I felt like God kind of wanted me to talk about it because Blessed Hope Forever's video about the Titanic and Titan, very interesting, you guys, was in my feed. And then I just felt compelled. So I'm going to tell you, and I believe this dream God gave me absolutely after I had prayed to him about to show me something like leading up to the rapture. This was quite a few years ago, and I was just praying for something, and he gave it to me. And this was the dream. It's very significant. And I believe, you don't have to believe, but I believe it points to the timing of the rapture, which I believe is Pentecost. I believe he confirmed that to me, but I could be wrong. It could have just been several huge coincidences. So I'm not claiming to know for sure, but I will tell you, I'm so encouraged and excited of how close it is. So my Leonardo DiCaprio dream, if you haven't heard it, or if you've heard it, refresher. So the dream opens up. My husband and I are in a banquet hall, and there's other people there. And I noticed that there's all this beautiful food, like delicious food, banquet laid out. Or no, it was like buffet style. Buffet laid out. And somehow I knew that it was a fundraiser. And that, my good to see you, honey, Vanessa. And I knew instinctively that my husband and I were holding the fundraiser, but I don't know what we were raising funds for. So I knew this, and I saw all the food, but the food looked so good, but I was not hungry at the time. And I noticed that I had a beer bottle I had set down on the end of a table, and it was a Dos Equis, which is a Mexican beer. It's called it's 2X's. And I believe that was the 2X's, the eclipses across the United States. And I received this dream way before the eclipses, you guys. And I think it relates to some other things too, but mainly those eclipses as a timeline. And by the way, one of them was directly over me, like the line, and the other one came really close where it made the X and they crossed that one. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So I see the Dos Equis bottle and my eyes zoom in on it like it zoomed in on the 2X's, like pay attention, like notice what you're drinking. Right? Because that's not typically something I would drink. I have had Dos Equis, it's okay, but it's not something. So it was important I was drinking Dos Equis. Okay, and on top of that, I I have a hard time drinking on a full stomach. So I didn't want to eat any of the food. I wasn't hungry at the moment. And so I was going to eat later, basically. So the next scene, it switches. And we're out in the alley right outside the banquet hall. And it's bright and sunny, like a beautiful day outside, warm. And there was a delivery man, and he had one of those big, huge canvas carts on wheels full of letters and stuff that were donations, okay? Which, and even in other dreams, you guys, deliveries, right? Deliveries represents delivery. And I've had that so many times. He's used that analogy with me. So there's this big cart of donations, and the delivery man hands me an envelope, and he says, "This is from Leonardo DiCaprio." Now, there's a million things about that name, but the envelope was different than the others in the cart. It was a big square envelope, and it had a tear in the side. And just like in a corner, and there was some like cash money sticking out. And I was very excited to get the donation. I wanted to know how much he donated because I knew he was rich. Now, if you don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio is part of the UN. I think he's like an ambassador or something. He has connections. I think Leo, the constellation, is significant here. Leo, the lion, like the lion of the tribe of Judah. And I've had lion dreams lately too. I've had them over the years, but lately I had one. There were 3. And in the dream, I knew I raised them like from baby lions, but they got big, and I was scared of them. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get away from these lions? Like, they're big now and they can attack me. That's just a side note. I don't think it was prophetic, but it was crazy. So anyhow, he hands me that envelope from Leonardo DiCaprio. And I was really excited to see how much he donated, which I never did find out, you guys. I never, in the dream, I never opened the envelope. But when we came back into the banquet hall, at that point, they were putting the food, they were transferring all of this awesome food into beautiful white boxes. And when I say beautiful, I can't describe, okay? But I looked at the boxes that they were putting. Oh, Abby, you outside? My girl's outside. I don't know. I knew when I looked at the boxes, like in my mind, in the dream, I knew they were taking it to a fancy venue because the boxes were fancy. And to me, that translates to the wedding supper, right? So the next thing that happens is I start literally sticking my hand in like one of the boxes and stuffing some food in my mouth because they were starting to take the food away. And so I think before the delivery, the food was, bountiful. It was all laid out for everybody to eat. And then after the delivery, it was being taken away rapidly. Like, I felt an urgency to hurry up and grab food because they were taking it away quickly. So obviously Leonardo DiCaprio, and I knew this interpretation very quickly. It was kind of simple. God gave it to me perfect so I would understand. Leonardo DiCaprio was in the Titanic. Also, we just had the anniversary of the Titanic, April 15th, you guys. I can't remember his name from that channel, Blessed Hope Forever, but he reminded me of that. And also, he talks about the Titan, you guys, and I'm not going to give it away. You guys have to watch the video. Do you remember the Titan that was in the ocean and basically pulverized the people inside? You got to go watch his video. But, okay, so Anyhow, he was in Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street, which was an evil, wicked movie. And I think that represents the Wall Street. I know that it's soaring right now because of all this false manipulation, but y'all don't have your hopes in the stock market. It's going to crash. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. And the Titanic represents the United States. And I believe that represents our sudden destruction, because just like they said that even God couldn't sink the Titanic, people think even to this day that America is so great and powerful that, you know, it could never fall, and it's going to fall. And we're very close. So I just wanted to reiterate that dream. I believe it was from God, and it shows the timing. It shows food bountiful, then the delivery, and then the food being taken away. And right after that, in the dream, we left, and the dream ended. So very encouraging to me. Stock market is gambling. Yep, propped up by the yes government. Yeah, we're all being gaslit. It's all a show. I can't even handle it anymore. It gets my blood boiling because it insults my intelligence. Guys, I ain't the smartest bulb, but I'm fairly intelligent, and it's just mind blowing in the crap that they spoon feed people. And believe it, my friend, he was such a MAGA, you guys, for the longest time. And he came over about a week or so ago and said his opinions changed. And I didn't rub it in. I didn't rub it in, you guys. I've been talking about the golden calf for so long. And I just acknowledged him and didn't even go on. Like, I've been telling you this for years. But no, he finally sees it. So yeah, that's a good thing. A lot of people, I mean, he was awake before. I don't know. He had, is it derangement syndrome, something like that? Yeah, I would even make a stretch that he could be the one. I don't know, you guys. I don't claim to know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is the one. I mean, it's kind of starting to look that way. And on election night, was it the first or second election? I think it was the first. It was the first. God gave me a dream. Before I saw the results, like I fell asleep watching the election results that night. And that night I had a dream that I was in a car with him, and he was behind the wheel and he was driving. And I was mesmerized. Like, I was terribly attracted to him. And when I woke up, I knew what it meant, because I'm not attracted to Donald Trump at all, but it was showing his charisma. I mean, you guys got to admit, he's still got MAGA people out there. I mean, he conned so many people and many Christians. So anywho, it's gonna, whoever it is, I don't know, and I don't plan on being here to find out for sure. But I just want to encourage you guys, because I do think there's a good chance it's Pentecost, which is around May 23rd, 24th. And if we're still here, then I think that the guy from Blessed Hope Forever could be onto it. So check out his latest video. My battery is dying, you guys. I'm going to try to get on Sunday night around 7, hopefully, and do a live hangout. And until then, y'all, there's not much time left, so keep sharing the gospel. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, remember them dogs that would bark constantly? My next door neighbors. I feel bad for them. They had to leave. But the dogs are gone. And I'm not sorry that the dogs are gone, because those dogs were obnoxious. They would bark constantly. And so, yeah, I don't have to deal with that anymore, and I don't have to be quiet anymore. I think it's going to be a while before that house, anybody gets into it, because I think the bank took it back, and it's probably going to take them a long time. So anyhow, you know, I feel bad for them. They weren't bad people, but I do not miss those dogs. Praise the Lord, because I don't want to have to listen. I mean, they would just bark to bark. So, anywho. But yeah, keep sharing the gospel, guys. Don't give up on people. You know, you never know if it's going to be the third time, maybe somebody listens, or it could be the 20th time. But I feel for the people who are going to be left behind. So, all right, y'all, believe on Jesus. Don't be caught dead or alive without him. I'll see you in the sky or see you on the next one. Love you guys.